How you doing?
Good, good. You?
Oh, not too bad. There's Julie.
Nice day out there today, huh?
Yeah, really nice. I can't say I was out there that much, but today was Costco day. That was the morning, and uh, and then I don't know what else. Well, I did some teaching. I made a whole bunch of videos
Oh, did you?
this afternoon. Yes, so I made videos. Let me see now. Oh, there's everybody. Everybody showing up. Let's see what I got done today. So I got beautiful Pointe Coney done for the orchestra rehearsal tomorrow. That's going to be really fun to learn that one.
Okay.
And I also got desktop. I got She Begs She More, which is a beautiful Irish, very, very simple beginning Irish kind of tune. It's also a song. Sky Boat Song I recorded.
Okay.
What else did I do? Also Southwind, which is another very popular, kind of very simple beginning Irish one. And the Cradle Song, which is a Scottish slow air that's very simple and very probably familiar to a lot of people.
Yeah.
So those were just examples I put up there for people that are trying to find simple, slow pieces to play with the whole sound production idea going on.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, Dan,
Hi, Bill.
I couldn't get it. I tried to get on last week and they wouldn't let me on. So
Oh.
I don't know. Maybe I haven't paid. I paid up for that year, but I don't know when that year ended.
Well, I'm the guy that let you on. I didn't notice you. I didn't notice you come up. I wonder what happened. I wonder. You know what, Bill? I'm gonna email you now with my phone number, so that you can bill me, or you can you can call me if that ever happens again. Let's see here. Dan's phone number. Okay, so I just sent you my phone number there, Bill, and if that ever happens again, just text me and I'll let you in or see what's going on that you can't get into the meeting. There isn't any, I don't have any kind of locking out thing happening with people that paid or not. I just let everybody in, and I assume everybody's going to pay eventually. So I'm not sure what happened last week, but if that happens again, you text me and I'll figure out, or call me and I'll figure out what's going on and let you in.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks.
Okay?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. How's everybody else? Pretty good? That's good. Excellent. Anybody have any revelations or anything like that this week they'd like to share about playing the fiddle?
Frustrating.
Frustrating? Oh, yes. Well, yes, it is frustrating. Hi, Katja. I got a video from Katja of
Yeah,
Hallelujah
that's right.
by Leonard Cohen. I actually got 3 of them.
I'm so sorry. Because at first it didn't send the video, and then I tried it 3 times, and then in the end I figured it out, and then they all went.
Yeah, I know the feeling. Happens all the time. I thought it was quite good, though. I thought it was really, really nice. What did you think of it?
Well, it's a work in progress. I still don't like the sound, basically.
Right.
So I tried to work on the intonation and put, feelings into the music.
Yes.
So, it's sort of fun to do that and have a piece that is. Sometimes it's good to pick a piece that is not Irish fiddle. It's something completely different.
Yes.
Do something else, and in between.
Yeah.
And it's fun to play, so I enjoy playing it because it's so emotional.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
But it's still a long way to go to really. I don't like this. The fiddle. I don't know.
You don't like listening to your own fiddle?
No.
Now, you wouldn't be the only one. There's many people that say that. Many people. Tell me this, though. What you were talking about, like getting the sound, right? And you were
Yes.
working on your intonation. When you were having better luck with your intonation, did you enjoy the sound better? Like, did that affect your sound production? Did you find you were making more sound when you were more in tune?
Yes, definitely.
Yes.
I mean, being in tune is the first, the most important piece. As soon as you're off, then it sounds not very nice.
Yeah, that's for most people that are learning that, and you know, we do these things where they record themselves and send me a video. That's one of the first things they point out that they don't like, especially because most people play flat, right? That's like not quite into, not quite up there, and so it's usually the first thing they point out is that and how it affects the sound, and also just their own bow moving, you know, failure to move the bow. That's the other thing that people always point out. So that's why I wouldn't say that intonation is like the most important thing of playing the fiddle, because I have some students that are getting much better at intonation, and it's kind of doing their heads in a bit. They're being very perfectionist about it, you know. And I always have to tell them to take a step back and listen to some of the great old players. Like, I got some of them here. There's Winston, you know. If you listen to him, every note is not in tune. You know, that's not really the whole point of what we're doing. The only reason it's so important at this stage of the game for you guys is because it helps the sound production. And it helps you to know what you're trying to play. That's the biggest thing. It's usually the number one thing that's wrong is not being in tune. And so it makes you just kind of wonder what you're doing, and that affects your sound. See that? So when I listened to your video, your first, and I was really glad you did it twice, by the way. That was great, because it gave me a good stint to listen to it and how it changed, because sometimes they change, you know. So for you, for instance, the first time around was a little flat. And then you must have heard that, because it brightened up. It got more in tune, or maybe you had your tuner there. And then it got better. It got more sure of itself. It had less of this. See, this is a note that's flat. The bow often sounds like this. So here's a note that's in tune, and I don't mind playing it. It's great. It sounds good. Out it goes. It's like right on. But when it's flat, that's kind of more what you get. See that? And I can see all your guys' faces. As soon as I started that note, you were all like, you know. And so your arm does the same thing. And you don't have to be totally in tune, but you got to be really close to free that arm up and let that arm go, just because you can be sure of it. That's the biggest thing. So when I listened to you, I found that your sound got a lot better once you brightened that intonation up and you got in tune, you know. Now you had your moments of dropping out, but then you come back up. You see what I mean? And that's, for me, listening to it, I found that those were the times when you sounded the most vibrant and the most sound was when you were in tune. Your arms seemed to be nice and free, and I thought that was the best. Now the other thing that you could work on, and I'm sure you heard it too, is little bits and pieces of sound in between the notes that you're playing. So, you know, touching other strings, or false starts with the bow, or little squawks when you finish a note, or putting the brakes on, stuff like that, okay? And that's all kind of in between. It's this kind of paint the fence Mr. Miyagi thing that I'm always banging on about, you know, that nice supple wrist that melts and lets you start your note nice. And so if you keep those things in mind, we might be able to get the better of those little sounds, eh?
Okay.
Especially when you start a note, most people, when they, especially beginners, when they first start a note, it sounds kind of like this. Is that some familiar sound there, guys? Yeah. And so that's where I took about that much bow to get the note started. See that? So it started eventually, but it was kind of like, you know, and then it finally gets going. So that's something that you guys can work on directly, is that start, you know how I got you to stop the bow completely between your up bow and your down bow to get a good start and a good stop to your notes? That's something that you could work on directly. Okay? And the touching the other strings a tiny bit is just a little bit of this wandering elbow. No big deal, just a bit more of the doorway.
Okay, thanks then.
Yeah, no problem. So yeah, so that was, Katya sent me a video of her playing Hallelujah by Leonard Cohen, and it was very nice. A good one to pick too, because very simple, just not that many notes. Leonard Cohen was not known for his complicated melodies. So it was a good one to pick.
Yeah, and it's also maybe good to, for everyone to document their journey. That's as well good, to have one video where okay, this is where I was, I hope at least.
Yes.
Look back one day and say, wow.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, that's why I do it. That's why people do it, because it really gives you a lot of confidence to hear how far you've come. So it's a great idea, and I'm looking forward to everybody's videos. But I was saying there before most people had signed on or whatever, and I think we're almost up to everybody that we're going to have, because I think Mimi said she was in a meeting tonight, and Scott couldn't make it tonight. So we're almost at, we can almost get started. But I was saying that I put a bunch of new material up on YouTube, which is just little, simple, familiar song tunes. On the Scottish side, we have the Sky Boat song, and we have, okay, your mom's going to be late. Okay, that's fine, no big deal. Anyway, so on the Scottish side, we have Sky Boat song, and we have Cradle song. Oh, there's Heather. Which are two very simple Scottish melodies. The Sky Boat song, you guys probably already know what it sounds like. See, everybody recognize that? Oh, good. That's great. So that's a real good one to hit, because you already know what it should sound like, and there's a video of it there on YouTube. Very simple, in the key of G. That would be a great one. And then the other one I put on there is She Begs She More. Or sorry, the other Scottish one is the Cradle song. Have some people heard that before? I saw Elaine playing along with it there.
Not along the last time, but if you want peace and quiet, you let me know.
All right, that's Heather. Hi, Heather. There we go. Anyway, so anybody hear that before, the Cradle song? Hello.
Yeah, I worked on that one before, Dan.
You've worked on that one before, Elaine? I'm not surprised. It's one of the first ones there you learn in Cape Breton. Like, I can remember it from a long way back. So that one might not be as recognizable, but it's still very simple. Just long notes and short notes, that's it. Lots of repetition, so it would also be a good one. On the Irish side, I got the South Wind, which is... How does that go now? Oh my God, I got to look it up because I can't remember. South Wind. Oh yeah, it's this one here. Is it? Tune. Apparently there's a sailing movie called The South Wind. That's all. When I first looked for the tune, that's all I could find was this movie. Oh yeah, so South Wind is this one here. Is that another recognizable one? Have you guys heard that before? You have not, Stacy? Okay, well, it won't take you long. Like I said, it's very, very easy. And then the other one I got for the Irish side is She Begs She More. Have you guys ever heard that before? A little bit, a few people, yeah. It's a beautiful tune. It's by a guy called Turla O'Carolan, who is a blind harpist who lived in Ireland between 1650 and 1725 or something like that. He wrote thousands of tunes. He was one of these dudes that would go from aristocrat house to aristocrat house, playing at their party and mooching off them, and then he'd write a tune for them. And that's why most of the tunes have people's names as the title. But they're really beautiful. They're a little bit different because they have a classical sound, because he was apparently exposed to a lot of European music with the houses that he hung out in. Like the most famous one he wrote was O'Carolan's Concerto. See that? Very kind of, and it's the right time frame. It was like the late 1600s would have been the Baroque era in Europe, and so he's kind of got that sound. See what I mean? But it's this Irish thing. It's really beautiful, and apparently his son followed him around, and unbeknownst to him, wrote down all the music, and so we still have it. Thank God. So anyway, those are up on the YouTube there. And so I want to move forward with our project of sound production. And, you know, you can pick one of those tunes or any tune. I don't really care. Katya did Hallelujah. That's great. That's wonderful. If you have any requests for me to put up on the YouTube, I have no problem recording a tune or a song that you're already familiar with that you want to try playing, and I'll put it up on YouTube so that you can reference it anytime you want. Would anybody have any requests right away that pop into their head that they'd... Yes. Elizabeth and then Heather.
Das Locket Light.
Oh, lovely. Oh, my God. Now,
I think that when I heard that, that's when I said, I gotta learn fiddle.
Oh, okay.
I heard it and I had to run out and buy a fiddle.
Indeed.
I just fell in love with it. Beautiful.
Das Locket Light. And my family actually knew the guy that wrote that tune, Tom Anderson, from Scotland, from the Isle of Skye. And the slocket light, the word slocket refers to the ember that's left after you blow out a candle. And he talked about it because he looked around the harbor in Skye there, and it looked like a bunch of them, and that's why it's called that. It's beautiful. He also wrote a harmony part. It's in the book, his book, Tom Anderson's book, which is worth getting. All of his tunes were awesome. Every one of them. So if you like Scottish music, it's very Scotchy. It's very cool. So anyway, there you go. That's Tom Anderson. So that's the Slocket Light. Okay, I got that written down. Yes, Heather, what would you like to hear?
The Fields of Athenry.
What a great idea. Why didn't I think of that? You'd think that a guy who played in the bars in Toronto for years and years and years would have thought of that, because that's usually requested about half a dozen times during the night at a bar in downtown Toronto. So
if I grab your phone?
It's
Sure.
one of my friend's favorites, but it was new to me. But I'd like to learn it.
Oh, that's definitely a good one to get, and it's very familiar. Everybody has heard the Fields of Athenry? Yes. No, Katya? Oh, geez, you're going to love it, man. You are going to love it. Don't worry about it. Okay, what else? Anybody else got a request? You name it and I'll play it. Yes, Elizabeth.
It's in the session as the Gallo Glass, but on your album it's Nathaniel Gallo's lament for the death of his brother.
Yes, now that is already on YouTube, but you have to go to the...
Sorry about that. No, okay.
But it's on the Oakville Celtic Fiddle Orchestra channel.
Okay, I'll look there.
Yeah.
And maybe Brock na Carrie Bain in the one in B minor.
I'm
You
really...
play it in G minor. You play it in G minor. I'll send it to you.
Okay. I'm so bad with Gaelic.
It's a waltz. Yeah.
It's a waltz.
Na Carrie Bain.
It's ringing a bell. Yeah, if you send it to me, I'll do it. No problem. Yeah. Okay, anybody else? Anybody have a request of a tune that they want to get really good with their sound production that they want me to put up on YouTube to help? What about you, Stacy? You look thoughtful. What would be a tune that pops into your head?
I think I'll probably end up doing the Sky Boat song. That's one I grew to first, but I can't really. I'm trying to think of one off the top of my head, and I'm not really thinking of any.
I'll tell you, the Sky Boat song would be really, really good to do. It's really simple, and you already know it in your head, so that's good.
Yeah, I was actually just wondering. So I know you've got the YouTube videos, but if I wanted the fingering with one of those songs as well, like, is the best thing to do just to Google it?
Well, you can look it up on thesession.org, but absolutely. And I can help you with the fingering for whatever tune you're doing, but it'd be really great if you could do it without going to thesession.org. Yeah, because that's part of what we'll try to do is to try to get these tunes by ear off of the YouTube, you know, and I can help. Don't worry. I mean, I never deny anybody music. I'm not one of those fiddle teachers. So if you're banging your head against the wall trying to get one of these tunes and you want the music, you can always look it up on session.org. That's always a good idea. But if you want help, I'm more than willing to send you the version I think is best and put the fingerings in there. No problem, okay?
Okay, awesome. Thanks.
But see how you do. You never know. You might surprise yourself. Yes, Deborah.
Calliope House played slowly.
Sure, I'll write her down. Now that's Calliope. That's like a full-on jig there. And it's a great one, and it's well known. Dave Richardson from the Boys of the Loch wrote it years and years ago. It's been recorded 1,000 times, if not more. So that would be a good one, because I bet you it's kind of ringing around your head pretty good there, eh? Yeah, very popular tune. So, yeah, I'll put that up there. That's a great one to get in any case. Yeah. Anybody else? Anybody else? Sharon, you got anything you want me to play?
I do, and I'm just trying to look it up.
Okay.
It's one that I think you played a long time ago, but you hadn't really heard it, and then you remembered it. So I'm just trying to find it on my iTunes.
That doesn't narrow it down pretty good, very good, I have to say. That happens to be a lot.
You know so many stuff. I do like, is it Captain Campbell's Strathspey?
Yeah, that's a good
I
one.
like that one too. I like
Okay.
that one too.
All right. Now that's already up on YouTube as well. Go to the Oakville Celtic Fiddle Orchestra, and it's played slowly as well. And that would be for sound production. Now I would steer you guys away from the faster tunes for this sound production project, right? Because you need time to make the notes sound good, you know? So if you play something slow, that's going to be fine. You can do that for sure. But it kind of tends to go better with a slow air or a song. Like that Fields of Athenry, that'd be a great one to do because you can take your time with it. You don't have to do it all kind of like under the gun. You know what I mean? So, and that's the whole point. Okay? But I'll do Captain Campbell as well. Just do it slow. Yes, Lena?
The Ashokan Farewell.
Oh, now that's a handful. I'll do it. But it's
Gotta learn
beautiful.
it for my family.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, is that right? Now it's not impossible. I'm sure most of you guys could do it, but it's a handful. There's a lot of phrases, and it also the original version goes up to the third position. You gotta get your high D up here at the very end. Now you don't have to. You can bow out of that particular trick at the end of this tune.
Maybe in a couple months.
Well, I'll tell you what. I'll put it up on YouTube. Because it would be the type of thing you'd want to chip away at a little bit. It's not really hard. Like, you see that? It's not really hard, but there's a lot going on. Do you see what I mean? Yeah. The other tunes I mentioned, they have long notes and short notes. That's it. But I'll put it up there. It's a great tune, and I have no problem putting it up there. Nice and slow and regular speed. Okay? Any other ideas? I love this. This is great. who else has a song or a tune that's familiar that they want me to put up there so they can play it? What about you, Mary? You got anything in your head? No? Okay, that's all right.
I can remember the names.
You never remember the names? Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what. If something comes to your mind, you can always just play a little bit of it for me into your phone, send it off, and I'll find out what it is for you.
Okay.
Okay? If something comes to mind. Anybody else? Okay, let's get to work, shall we? So that's going to be great. This is going to be a lot of fun there, guys. And I have now on my docket to record the Slockett Light, the Fields of Athenry, Nathaniel Gow's Lament, Calliope House, and a Shogun Farewell. All right, so that'll be good. That'll be great. Geez, mentioning the Fields of Athenry makes me sad for playing the bars downtown because the Irish people are so ridiculous when it gets to the point of the night where we play that song. Because they have all these things they say between the verses in unison, and it's very, very funny. Hey, baby, let the free birds fly. Okay, so let's start off with our G major scale there, guys, and we're going to try to get the best possible sound we can possibly get. So we're just going to do a straight scale, and we're going to try to use all of our bow and get the best sound ever. Okay, and I'm going to make sure the audio is okay here. Yep, that's fine. And on the QuickTime too. Okay, we're good. Yeah. Alrighty, here we go. G major scale. Oh, I get my tuner out. There. 1, 2, here we go. Let's try the arpeggio now. Nice and slow like that with the best sound you can muster. Ready, and... Okay, how's everybody feeling about that? Pretty good? Making a nice sound? Let's do it all again, just like that, except better. A 1, 2, and here's the scale. I don't know about you, but that could have brought a tear to a glass eye on my side. You guys bringing some tears to some eyes over there with your G major? It's a little happy, I guess, for that type of thing, but anyway. Okay, cool. Now let's see what we should start with there tonight. I figured tonight would be a good practice night. Put together everything we've learned so far and just practice it. And then next week we'll be taking a look at these songs and little tunes that people are working on and kind of strengthen up the sound. All right? So let's see. Let's run down. Should we start backwards? Maybe we should do the polkas first. Why don't we try those 2 polkas that we learned over the last few weeks? And we'll kind of go nice and slow. We'll do a few goes at it. Go nice and slow, bumper up a little bit, and then bumper up once more to ludicrous speed. All right? See what goes wrong, talk about problems, etc. like that. All right, Carrie polka, and then what is it? This one, right? John Ryan's polka. Yeah, okay. Okay, so we'll start with the old Carrie, and we'll go nice and easy, like. Is that going to be reasonable tempo? All right. Brace yourselves. 1, 2, 3, go! right, so the tempo for the first one was good. I felt it was a bit speedy for the second one. Am I right? Perhaps a bit. Okay, so we'll do some strengthening on that one. Let's take her back a little bit with the tempo and let's do a few hundred times, nice and slow, giving everybody a chance to get it all in. The first one, was that okay? Everybody seemed to be moving good on that. Everybody okay with the first one? Great, okay. So let's take that second one, go dead slow, get this tune in there, okay? Any questions about it, or is it just to practice it? Okay, let's do it then. I guess it's pretty fresh. We just learned it. Okay, ahead dead slow. 1, 2, 3, go! Second part. Do it again. Let's go. Okay, take a little breather on the arm there. How we doing at that speed? Looks good. Anybody having any problems with the bow or the left hand that they want to work out before we try it again a little faster? Anyone, anyone. I am so open, you wouldn't believe it. I am here to help.
So ever since I've been trying to not do this and try to do this, I feel like I've started over.
Oh,
And so having some dexterity now is challenged again. But
okay.
I don't want to develop this habit.
No.
Anyway, it's just a sidebar thing that I was doing this week.
Yeah. So when you remember when you're doing that, just remember that the only thing that's changed is your approach to the fingers, right? That's the only thing that's actually changed. And that's a small change. So maybe try your best not to overthink it. And it might help a little bit. That is a tough one. Some people do get into the habit of doing that bookshelf, and it's a little bit hard to get out of it. But I encourage you to keep trying. Keep trying to get out of it and feeling around for those bits of tape. Okay? Yeah, good point, though. You make a good point. Anybody else having a problem like that where they were doing a bit of the bookshelf before and now they're having trouble getting curled around? I remember Mimi last week was also having a rough time with that.
I'm not having trouble with that, but I was wondering, when you put in that embellishment, when you go on the descending part in the
Yep.
first cup, are you holding a G when you're doing the double stops?
So that there,
Yeah, what is
that's the F sharp, which is the melody note, and the open A. It's where my bow is very lazy and doesn't want to get off the A. It wants to just stay there. Why not? Just stay there.
Okay.
Good question, though. Anybody else having any problems that they need me to help with before we go a little tiny bit faster? All right, let's do it. Okay. Little tiny bit faster. 1, 2, 3, and... Okay, now that looked pretty good. Like nobody seemed to be having very many problems there at all. How are we feeling, people? Getting through that? All right, cool. So take one more arm breather and we'll try it even faster, okay? Shake those arms out, shake your shoulders out, whatever you got to do. I always got to do that stuff. My back is just completely killing me these days. Last week at the studio, I mean, but we did get a lot done, for sure, last week. But we had a couple of setbacks. The first setback being that one of the trumpet players, Mike, in the brass quintet, his mother-in-law was rushed to the hospital in New York with the development of COVID, like COVID kind of went nuts in her, and she's old, and they brought her to the hospital. And Mike or his wife Bethany, who live here in Toronto, cannot, of course, go down there to see them or be there or anything. So he called they were supposed to come in on the Wednesday and do their stuff, and he called and said, I'm going to be hanging around the computer on Zoom all day. I don't know if I can get down there at all. So we had to go ahead without him. So that set us back a couple of days there. And then on the Thursday, when we were supposed, me and the boys were supposed to go in, the night before on Wednesday, I had about 10 minutes total sleep of the whole night because my lower back on the side that I have a hernia on was just throbbing the entire night. And I talked to the doctor about it, and of course, he didn't say, oh, that's just because of your hernia. Take this pill and you'll be fine. He didn't say that. He said, I could send you some stretches. Anyway, so it's getting better a little bit, but very sore. So Thursday, I listened to the lads do their tracks on what the brass quintet did while I was laying on the floor with headphones on, telling them if it sucked or not. But that's about all I got up to on Thursday. So we got to go back in. So it looks like we're going to go back in at the end of May and do a few more passes there in the studio. But anyway, so there you go. That's the status of the Brass Quintet North Atlantic Drift collaboration record. We're calling it The Pipes. And I think it's good. It's coming out really cool. The bits we just got done are really cool. We just have to kind of do the whole thing. Anyway, one more go, a little faster. Okay, here we go. Steerage scene of the Titanic. 1, 2, 3, and... One more time. Hey, that looked like it was cooking along pretty good. Very, very good. Heather's still doing it. She's real keener. And I gotta say, your left hand looks really good there, Heather. Really, really good. That's a really good shape for it. Looking good. She's into it. She's into it. Okay. So how are we all doing there, guys, with the faster tempo? Is it okay? Yeah? Oh, good. That's great. Okay. So now I think we should put the whole set together with the two polkas. Okay? So we'll do the Carrie polka and then blast into the John Ryan's polka. And that's going to be a great end to an Irish, the most Irish of all months. Okay? And then we'll look back and we'll work on the stuff that we've learned thus far. And next week we'll be looking at all those little airs and tunes and stuff like that. So let's see. Let's do this whole set of polkas. So we're going to do them. Is that doable? Okay. So that's... Here we go. A 1, 2, 3, and... The end is always a good sign. That was a good end. That made me feel good. How did everybody feel? Now I realize that second polka ended up being a little faster than we thought it was going to be. I think we might have picked up speed during the first polka. You know what I mean? A little bit of a downhill there. Okay, but how did everybody do? Like, I didn't want to kind of slow down because everybody blasted into it so confidently. I wanted to see how you would do. How did you do? Pretty good? Medium?
Chaos.
What's that?
A little bit of chaos.
A little bit of chaos. Well, it wouldn't be Irish music without a little bit of chaos. That's all right. Anybody have serious problems, like it was way too fast or something went wrong, they couldn't figure it out?
Well, it got fast. I guess we practiced it fast, the second one. But then when we got to it, I kind of got a little lost. I mean, I pick up after a couple of bars, but...
Yeah. That's par for the course, you know. And like I said, we did practice it fast, but that actually ended up being even faster than what we practiced. And so I'm not surprised that it might have taken you aback a little bit. But like I said, I wanted to see if the deer in the headlights look would go away and the bows would go on the strings, and that's what happened. So that's okay. It's good. Okay, anything else? Anybody else want to add anything there about what we just did?
Yeah, I find the John Ryan's is harder because you have to sort of always riding the wave on the different strings.
Yes.
Three is easier because it's sort of goes up and down. Meanwhile, John Ryan's, especially the second part, you have to really know your tune kind of thing. And it's hard at that speed if you have to read.
Yes.
You know, fingering or notes, whatever it is, it's hard to read while doing it.
I like the way that you said riding the wave of the next string. That's awesome. That's a good way to put it. But so, to strengthen that, because Katya is right, that is what's harder, especially in the second half, all that string crossing. And so the doorway. That's my best prescription for practicing smooth string crossing, is to just do it in a doorway. That's what it should look like, rather than this. See that big move I made just to get that D? Just to get one move, I do that like a karate move, you know? It's not worth it. I mean, maybe for 2 notes, but not 1. So, see that? That's all you need to do, is a little move like that. See that? Easy. Easy if you do it like this. Really hard if you do it like that. So that might help. Okay, that might help in the second part, doing it in the doorway. Anybody else having trouble riding the wave of the next string? Love that. That's great. You really do got to ride it. Okay, cool. Well, that's it. So we'll keep working on it there, guys. I wouldn't mind getting it a bit faster over time, you know. We'll just keep grinding away at it until we get it a little bit faster. Yeah, I think that's good for that. Unless, do you want to try, should we try the whole thing one more time? Just to see if we can get that fast tempo now? Okay, good. I like your spirit. So I was just trying to think of the fast. Is that about how fast we ended up doing it? Is it about there? Okay. One more time. Okay. 1, 2, 3, and... pretty good. It's a workout, that's for sure. Everybody get along okay that time around? Okay, good. That's great. Lena looks mad. Are you mad at your bow? I'm usually mad at my bow.
I'm still having this like squeak problem that I mentioned a couple weeks ago that only just started in the last couple months, and it is not one of the top 3 causes of squeak.
No, eh?
My bow is not close to the bridge. I'm not even touching the strings most of the time when it happens, so it's not touching a string gently. And it's not the angle of the bow because I've played in front of the mirror, so I don't know what is happening, and it's so annoying.
Can you play a little bit for me? Play me a little something so I can hear it.
Okay. I mean, it doesn't happen all the time.
Of course, of course.
But it happens a lot in the second part of this last tune, though, so I'll try that.
Okay.
That's not happening.
Yeah, it sounds really good there, Lena.
I don't know.
Now the other, so that was you described the top 3 leading causes of squeaking, but there is also hesitation of the bow and pressing too hard. Okay, so that might hesitation is a huge cause of squeaking. Watch, I'll show you.
Maybe that.
You hear that? Yeah. And the thing is, when you're playing a tune that's a little faster, if it happens over and over, right, because it's at the beginning of the note, then it can kind of develop this kind of squeak that goes along with the whole thing. See what I mean?
It's like a really high-pitched squeak.
Mm-hmm.
Does that make
Can you play
not
one?
like a-
Can you play it one more time for me?
Sure.
Hopefully it happens.
I'm trying to play it poorly.
Yeah.
Oh, it happened a little bit.
That was a whistle. That was a whistle. Okay? Now, a whistle is when you catch the E string. It's usually on the E string that it happens. Okay? It's a well-known thing that happens, especially when you do an up bow slur from the A to the E string. It's really, really susceptible to happening then. And what it is it's where your bow catches only part of the string and makes only part of the string vibrate. And that gives you the upper harmonic. That's what you're hearing there. It's actually a note.
Okay.
It's just like three octaves up because it's. Have you ever heard of harmonics, guys? Have you guys ever heard of harmonics? So that's where, for violin playing, we don't do it very much in fiddle music, it's true, but for violining, do you hear that note? That's an A. Okay, so that's where I'm barely touching, that's it, yes. So I'm barely touching the A string there, where the third finger usually goes, where the D goes. And when I barely touch it, it gives me the high harmonic of an A. There's also... See that? That's on the D string. That's on the G string. And that's on the E string. So, and there's a lot of violin music that makes a lot of use of harmonics. Like, they play them all the time, especially up in the upper register. That's when they really sound out. Do you hear that? That's a harmonic with my third finger in the third position on the A string. See how that works there? And it's also an A, but you see it's only vibrating half of the string, so it gives you those couple of octaves up. Now here's the interesting thing about harmonics. They either work or they don't. So if you're not completely in tune, and this is the way violinists check their tuning a lot, is to play the harmonic. Because if you're not quite in tune, that's what you get. It doesn't work at all. You see that? So on the E string, when you catch the E string at a bit of an angle, or if your pitch, this here, the way the bow flops back and forth, if you catch it kind of like on the edge, then you can create that harmonic. And it's a very well-known pest to the violinist. And in fact, Yehudi Menuhin, there's this famous recording of Yehudi Menuhin, and he's playing a Bach flute partita, which is very high and uses a lot of E string, and he starts whistling. Every time he touches it, it whistles in the recording. And he keeps trying, and after a little while, he stops playing and he starts cursing. So violinists everywhere all over the world are like, they hold on to that recording like, even him, you know. It's a problem for everyone. In fact, you can buy the Kaplan non-whistling E string. That's what it's called. It's called the Kaplan, that's the company, non-whistling E string. And what it is it's a wound E string. So you know, if you look at your fiddle, the E string has no winding on it. The A and the D and the G have a flat piece of metal that winds around the string over and over and over. But the E string has nothing at all. It's just bare metal. See that? Bare metal strand. So the Kaplan non-whistling E string is an E string that has a winding on it. Because the thing about the winding is that it makes it very forgiving for the bow to roll over the string. You know, if you imagine pulling a rope over the side of a railing, if you put something round on there, then it makes it smoother. See that? The E has no winding, so it doesn't have that advantage. And sometimes my dad used to say, I swear to God, it has a corner on it. You know, it's just very unforgiving in that way. So that's what's happening with you, Lena. It's a classic problem when you're going back and forth between the A and the E. And it's because you have to adjust your weight when you go from A to E, as you know. And sometimes there's a bit of a hangover of weight on the bow, and so you catch it at a little tiny bit of a, not quite the whole thing, and that's how you get the harmonic. Okay? So you're not alone. Yeah, you're not alone. And the way to beat it, though, if you used to find yourself playing a harmonic, I can never do it. I can never make it happen when I need it to happen. But anyway, if you start a note and it's whistling, all you got to do to stop it from whistling is just dig into that string a little tiny bit so you can grab it and start vibrating again instead of vibrating half of it. Does that make sense?
Yeah. I was trying to watch my right hand and catch myself.
Yep.
Or my left hand. I couldn't catch anything.
Yeah, because that's why I mentioned about the left hand, because it can also, if I'm touching, there's the harmonic again. See, but that time I'm doing it with my finger, not the edge of my bow. So it's a little different. See what I mean? Okay. Good point. Anybody else having whistling E string problems? No? Jeez, God bless you. Aren't you lucky? God. Okay. Okay, well that's great. So let's move on. Let's work on something else that we have done. What did we do before that? Was it a jig? Did we do I gotta look. Unless somebody can remind me in the meantime.
Kesh.
Oh, let's do the Kesh. Good idea. Good idea. So let's see how fast we can do it. I'm going to play a tempo. You guys tell me yay or nay. What do you think? Is that going to work, you think? Okay, let's do it. I see that Stacy is doing the old Scotch tape music stand. I've done it myself quite a few times. It's a good system.
Yeah, you caught me. Keeping it up right now.
That's excellent. Very good. Okay, here we go, guys. Kesh jig right about that tempo. A 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Take a little bit of a breather there. How's everybody doing with the old Kesh? Any bits or pieces that are problematic?
The very end.
Yeah?
The last 2 bars.
So, so that little climb up bit at the very end, let's go over that, everybody. So this is the last 2 bars of the tune, the little climby uppy bit, starting on the G, G, F, G. I think. Is it? Does it do that? Does it do G, F, G? Or is it long G? It's a long G. Okay, yeah. I remember now. So many versions. Okay, long G. Ready, 2, and. Let's do it again. That is a hard bit, Heather. You're right. Let's do it again. And by the way, I don't know if you heard me before, but your left hand is looking much better. Way better there tonight. Yeah. Okay. Let's do it again. Ready, 2, G. Little faster. Ready, 2, G. One more time. Last time. Okay, that's looking good. That looks strong. Everybody's hand looks good. Okay. Any other bits or pieces that you want to go over before we try it again? Such a good thing to do. Any little thing that's bothering you? No? Okay, let's just grind away at it again. Okay, here we go. A 1, 2, 3. Faster! That was a workout and a half, eh? Wow. Do a little rollout. Jeez. God, playing the fiddle is terrible for you. It's bad for your health. I remember my buddy Brian comes to the bar once, the Dora Keogh is there for a few tunes, and he put his rosin down on the table, and on top of the rosin he had put his cigarette pack with the Surgeon General's warning. And it looked a little like the Surgeon General's warning was on the rosin, you know? Playing the fiddle can be extremely bad for your health, your lifestyle, and everything. Anyway, okay, so that's great, the Kesh jig. Everybody feeling pretty good about that? That was pretty quick. We got her going pretty quick. So if you couldn't hang in, we'll keep working on it until you can, okay? Anybody have any bits or pieces they want to talk about before we move on to one last tune before we finish up? About the Kesh, I mean? Anything at all? All right. Shall we do some Rosebud? I think it'd be a good way to do the last part of class. Work on the old Rosebud, key of A. Now, after all that G, and before we do Rosebud, we should really do an A major scale because G and A are very different and the hand is going to feel weird. Alright? Now, I think we did an A major scale. Did we not? Have we done that? We've done it. Okay, good. So, A major scale. Nice and bright like the key of A should be, just like Scottish people. Okay, here we go. Ready, A. Okay, let's do a bit of an arpeggio as well while we're at it. Ready, and... Let's do that arpeggio once more because I got to admit I wasn't perfect. Let's do it. Ready, and... Okay, everybody feeling good about the key of A? You got that under your fingers? Okay, that's good. So the Rosebud of Allan Vale. Oh no, is that? Yeah, that's what we're doing. Yeah, okay. So many tunes. Here we go. Rosebud of Allan Vale, nice and slow. Luckily, this one is slow. A 1, 2. From the top again. Second part. All right, how's everybody feeling there about the Rosebud? Pretty good? It's a nice one, eh? It's a pleasing one. Yeah, good, good, good. Any comments about that tune at all? We wouldn't do it much faster than that. If the only reason we do it faster than that is for waltzers, for actual waltzers, where it would be... That's kind of, if you were playing it for people who are actually waltzing, you'd have to play it up there. It can be quite surprising the first time you try to do it, but anyway, but other than that, that's the only reason we'd have to speed it up, so I think that's a good tempo for it. Everybody feel good at that speed? You can play the whole thing? Oh, that's great. Okay, maybe somebody can play it for me next time, you know, when we're playing our tunes for each other. That'd be great. I'd love to hear it. Okay, so... Tonight we practiced everything. Did we miss anything? Did we miss any tunes? Sorry? Oh, Miss McLeod's. Okay. Well, what? And the Swallowtail. We did the Swallowtail. Oh, okay. All right. Well, why don't we do the Swallowtail, and then we'll do Miss McLeod's to finish. And before we do those two tunes, is there anybody else that has a request for what I should record on the YouTube for your sound production efforts? All right. So far, I had the Slocket Light, Fields of Athenry, Nathaniel Gow, Calliope House, and a Shogun Farewell. Is there any other tunes or songs that are familiar that you would like me to record?
I'd like to do the Irish Washerwoman.
Ah, that's a good one, Sharon.
I really like that one.
It is a good one. Irish Washerwoman. Okay. Cultural stereotype coming up. You got it. No problem. Anybody else? That's a good one. It is a jig, so so we'll do it slow to give you a chance to do sound production, but still, anything familiar is my motto. Anything familiar that you can just kind of do and work on the sound. Any other requests? No? Nobody?
Kenny Dang the Weaver?
Okay, that's a reel. We're getting away from the slow ones, but that's a very good one. Very, very good one. And you know what? It's already up there. It's on the Oakville Celtic Fiddle Orchestra YouTube channel. And it's there, played slow, really slow, and regular speed because we played it.
Okay.
Okay? Yeah. So that's there anytime you want. You can go right after we're done here if you want. Any other requests? Anything at all?
What about Dark Island? That's not really very Celtic, but
Oh, but it is though.
it is.
Yeah.
Is it? Okay. I was
Dark
trying to learn
Island.
it, but I had like guitar tabs, and I was trying to learn it from guitar tabs, and
That'd be pretty hard. You know, the big problem, like I could never get the hang of the guitar. All the times I tried to do it in high school and stuff like that, could never get the hang of it. And I'm pretty sure it's because it's tuned in fourths. Do you know what that means when I say that? Yeah. So our strings are tuned in fifths, 5 notes apart. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. See that? 5 notes between each string. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The guitar, it's totally bizarro world. It is only fourths. 1, 2, 3, and then you're on the next string. I mean, what the hell? Why do you even have these 2 fingers? You know? Anyway, I could never get the hang of it. But definitely, if you're trying to read guitar music, it's geared that way. And so it might be really much harder to read it. Or the other thing is that they do things in keys that are not easy for us. Like their favorite key, guitar players, is E major. Because when you strum the guitar with no fingers on it, it makes an E major chord. See that? We hate E major. It's terrible. You can't touch your D string. You have to stretch your 3rd finger on the A. It's a real pain. See what I mean? So you might be trying to learn it in the key of E or something, which would be very difficult. So I will definitely record Dark Island. That would be a good one. Okay, guys, in our last 2 minutes, we'll do Swallowtail and then we'll do Miss McLeod's. Okay? Here we go. Swallowtail, let's go slow. Somewhere around there. All right? 1, 2, 3, go. Okay, looking good, looking good. A little bit of Miss McLeod's before we go. All right. 1, 2, 3, and. One more. Okay, that was a great workout tonight there, everybody. And I'll get those YouTube videos up this week, and hopefully everybody can have a good crack at some of these tunes and songs, and I want to hear from you, okay? I can't wait to hear from everybody. Thanks, Katya, for the video so far. So I'm looking forward to it, and if anybody has any questions or problems, of course, please let me know, okay? That's great. Thanks a million, everybody.
Thanks, Dan. Good night.
Okay, see you next week.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good nighty night.
Bye.
Okay.
Bye.
Night.